Dear viewers, the field of pension is changing beyond imagination. There was a time people used to live only for 5 to 10 years after retirement. That is a thing of the past. Today, when people retire, they are going to live up to 85 to 90 years, not by exception but by design. In sync with this new reality, the segment of pension is also changing. In this episode, I am going to talk to you about what all the changes that have come in the pension segment and what all the things you should look for when you opt for a pension. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, investment consultant and a financial planner.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Dear viewers, to talk about pension, I have brought to the studios one another very eminent personality in the pension space. We have amidst us today Mr. Raghavendra NS, Associate Regional Manager of ICICI Prudential. Welcome to the show, Mr. Raghavendra.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatt.
Dear viewers, before I ask Raghavendra to speak about the pension changes which are happening currently, I would like to introduce Mr. Raghavendra. Mr. Raghavendra has very rich experience. He has designed pension solutions for thousands of people in his career spanning close to 2 decades now. His experience is second to none, and in fact, it's a honor for us to have him in our studios to talk to you about the sweeping changes that are happening in the pension plan. Welcome again, Mr. Raghavendra.
Thank you.
Mr. Raghavendra, there was a time when people were talking about pension. So people would retire, so they have certain amount of money at the time of retirement, they will go and give it to a pension company, and they used to get pension for life. What I've heard was that if somebody has husband and wife, if 2 partners are there, they will ask for a joint life pension. If somebody did not have their spouse along with them, they will opt for a single life pension. This was prevailing in India for quite some time. This was the thing. Is it the same thing now, or what is that is changing in the current situation? What is that it is making these changes happen now? Why such a drastic changes are taking place?
Yeah, Dr. Bhatt, what I would like to say in this regard is, earlier, if you see, the pension used to start only after 45 years. That is one major change what has happened. But today, lot of youngsters are open and they are willing to get into this type of pension aspect. We get lot of inquiries from these youngsters. So today I can say with the new changes, you can take a pension at the early as at the 30 years of age. That is a bigger change.
Okay, earlier it was only at 45 years. The earliest age where it was possible to get pension was 45 years.
45 years, yeah.
So now more and more youngsters are asking that I want to retire early.
Exactly.
So the industry is gearing itself to cater to that demand.
Definitely.
So the earliest age at which a pension can start today is 30 years.
30 years of age, yeah.
Okay, that is one change.
Yes.
What is the other change which is happening?
See, earlier what we used to see with the falling interest rate or whatever it is as such, you can say the pension would differ or change as such. But today, if you can see, there are pension schemes which comes with a guaranteed option as such, wherein lot of our customers, see, like if you compare it with the present bank rates, here there is an option that it is not that immediately you need to take a pension as such. You can defer the pension. For example, today a person, I recently got an inquiry of a 36-year-old.
Okay.
So what I could offer him is he need not get into immediate option. I can defer him for 10 years. He opens it, he starts at 36 years, but he can start a pension at 46 when he is 46.
Oh, you mean to say, there is no need for somebody to take the pension immediately.
Exactly.
A customer comes to you and he comes with certain amount of cash and he needs pension, and you are prepared to give him pension. We call that as immediate annuities,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
Right. But there is no need for him to take immediate annuity. He can park this money, and if he defers, and he can take it at a future date.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
But I have seen in the recent times that earlier it used to be the bank FD rates used to be higher and the annuity rate used to be lesser.
Yeah.
But recently what I noticed was that the annuity rates are higher and the bank FD rates are lesser.
Definitely, sir. For example, I will just give you with an example. If you, with an example in the sense, see, suppose a customer, if he takes an immediate annuity, his rates will not be more than 5.9%
Okay.
immediately if he is going. Same thing if he defers by 10 years, that is which is the maximum that can be deferred, his rate is 10.38%.
So customer has an incentive to defer the pension.
Exactly, sir.
So instead of becoming too hasty,
Yes,
and if you are a young person and you don't need this money, you have some other source of income.
correct.
So it makes better sense for you to defer this pension for a future date.
Yes, sir.
Thereby your yields are far better.
Exactly.
See, the problem of today is that the interest rates are falling down. Everybody is concerned. I am concerned. You are concerned. Pensioners are extremely worried about falling interest rate. One of the benefits of retirement planning or one of the benefits of pension is that it will take out the risk of falling interest rate.
Exactly, sir.
So, like any developed country, India will also go through a reduced interest rate. Probably my gut feeling is that probably India will stabilize somewhere between 3 to 4% FD rates in the long term. Maybe it will happen within next 10 to 15 years period of time.
Okay.
So, if somebody is there in 45, 50 years of age, throughout his retired life, so he'll be, if he keeps money in a fixed deposit, this problem of low interest rate is going to haunt him throughout his life.
Correct.
So, that problem can be solved by locking into pension.
Yeah.
And if I take your words, so somebody doesn't have to wait till he retires to start a pension. So you have got certain amount of money now. You are worried about a falling interest rate. So bring that money, give it to a pension company. Instead of starting the pension today, so you ask for a deferred pension
Exactly.
at 60 years. So instead of getting what you said, that 5.9% for immediate annuity rate which is
Correct.
present today, he will get it in the range of about 10%.
Exactly, sir.
Right. So the one of the changes which has happened here is that instead of taking immediate annuity, a deferred annuity is something which is gaining ground now. With the falling interest rates which is threatening the retired life of so many people, it makes sense for people to park that money with a pension company and take it as a deferred pension, so that at 10 years later, if you are at the lower end of the interest rate cycle, if the interest rates are lesser than what it is today, you don't have to be worried about this falling interest rate. That's a welcome change, Mr. Raghavendra.
Yes, sir.
Now, talking about the pension, we heard that yes, to get a higher pension, you should have a deferred pension. That is one of the things which is a change.
Okay.
It was there earlier, but it was in a rudimentary fashion and it was not that popular.
Yeah.
So deferred pensions were there earlier,
Correct.
but now it is gaining ground because of this falling interest rate.
Exactly.
The other thing that comes to my mind is, in the yesteryears, earlier, we had pensions. If I remember well, there are two types of pensions which were there. I would say, depending on who gets the pension, whether it is a single life or a joint life. If I categorize pension, so there is one is single life, the other one is a joint life pension. This was there. And within this, there were some two categories. So you had what is known as return of purchase price. I have 1 crore corpus at the time of retirement to buy it. I will get a pension if I give it to pension company, and after my time, this money what I have given to pension company will come back to my nominee after my time. This is called the return of purchase price, which was
Correct.
there from before.
Exactly.
And there are people who don't have children.
Okay.
They have no dependents. They feel that okay, I don't need this money. For whom shall I give?
Okay.
They would have opted for without return of purchase price. In lieu of that, they were getting a slightly higher pension. So there were four options which were there earlier.
Okay.
Single life, joint life, with a variation of return of purchase price or without return of purchase price.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing which is there today, or has anything changed now, or any new types of pensions have come into practice now?
There are a set of this one annuities which have come as such. As you told earlier, that people have started living longer.
Okay.
The age expectancy has increased. So in that way, there is one option called single life with return of purchase at 80.
So the earlier issue was that the return of purchase price was after death.
After death, yeah.
What you are telling me is that the purchase price can be returned at 80 years of age itself today.
Yeah, 8 years of age plus once we return the purchase price, still the annuity continues.
Oh, so they give back the money, but the annuity will not stop.
Annuity will not stop, it will continue.
That's fantastic. So, as I can think, as a planner, I can think if somebody opts for this type of payout, let's say that somebody picked up this pension at 60 years of age,
Okay.
and for next 20 long years he is getting the same amount of money, but because of the inflationary pressures, the cash value of this cash flow keeps coming down.
Correct.
But if you are able to pay back this money to him at 80 years of age, all the corpus, so he still has the benefit of getting the cash flow throughout his life.
Exactly.
Plus this big lump sum amount of money will be helpful for him either to spend for whatever he needs or to augment his cash flow. This is something which is very much of a welcome change in the pension segment. Okay, we heard that 80 years you pay back the principal amount.
Okay.
Is it the only change? Are there any more types of different pensions the companies have thought depending on the current situation which is prevailing?
There are 2 to 3 other pensions also, sir.
2 to 3.
There are 2 to 3, yeah.
Okay,
One-
what are these? Can we discuss this one at a time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell you, the one will be single life with return of purchase, 50% return of purchase price at the age of 76.
So in your earlier case you said entire amount will be paid at 80 years
80,
and
yeah.
he gets an annuity for life.
Correct.
So annuity will not stop even when the payment is made to them.
Yes,
Correct?
exactly.
So now the new variant what you are telling is now that at 80 years of age you will pay back the 50% of the money.
76. When he is 76. Single life at the age of single life with return of purchase price at the age of 76. 50% return.
Okay. So the full purchase return was at 80
80
years
years.
of age.
Yeah.
What you are talking now is the other version is 50% of the money that you have paid to buy the pension will
Yes.
be returned at
76.
76 years of age.
Correct.
Okay. And what happens to the annuity?
Annuity continues, sir.
Annuity continues.
Continues, exactly.
So it will not stop.
No.
Okay. So this is also probably very helpful.
Yeah, it's like, you can say this is a different category of customers. It will have, suppose in the earlier option, as you said, if somebody don't need that money
Hmm.
exactly at that moment of time, in that case, this is a better option I could say, wherein that at least 50% of the options can be availed in that.
Probably if a person chooses either of these two options where he gets back the money at 80 years of age or if he gets back 50% of the purchase price at 76 years of age, the actual annuity could vary a little bit depending on that.
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there
For
will be a-
every facility you add, somewhere it gets compromised somewhere.
Yes, definitely.
But this is a welcome change. So
Yeah.
you may get slightly lesser pension because you have chosen this particular option, getting 50% back at 75 years or 76 years of age, or getting 100% back the capital at 80 years of age. These are useful. In lieu of that, probably get a slightly lesser pension. As a planner, I find this to be something which is really useful to manage somebody's cash flow at the fag end of life.
Okay.
Okay. So you told these new two types of pension. What is the other two you said?
See, one more to add up will be single life with the return of purchase price from 76 to 95 years. From 76 years to 95 years, we will be giving you that extra 5% during that interval of 20 years.
So in 20 years, you
Yeah.
mean to say you will give me the return of purchase price back. Whatever the money that has been paid
Yeah.
will be returned back. But it will be 5% of the purchase price every year back.
Yes.
So originally planned annuity or pension will continue as it is throughout life.
Correct.
In addition to that, every year you will pay me 5% of the money which is paid
From
over
70
and above 76 to 95 years of age.
for 20 years of time.
For
sir.
20 years of age. So this will help somebody to increase his cash flow.
Definitely.
So this is a third option. This is one another thing probably which people can definitely make use of if they want to increase their pension during the fag end of life. It will help you to compensate the ill effects of inflation. Maybe costs have risen a lot. You have run out of other cash. Probably this return of purchase price will be a boon for you at your later years of life. One another thing that I always worry whenever I plan for pension for people is, it's easy for a planner or somebody to tell that look, you have so much of a money, give it to pension company, and pension company will give you a cash flow. What happens if somebody falls sick, a major illness, something like a critical illness? Many people do not even have a health insurance around that period of time. They have forgotten to take it, or their health insurance is declined, or it is exorbitantly expensive to buy a health insurance. This is a practical issue people have got. Is there any facility in the pension segment where that they get some benefit if they fall sick or if they succumb to critical illness? See, when somebody moves from one end of the life to the other end of the life, it's expected they'll succumb to one or the other problem. Is this situation has also been taken into account, or any facilities have come in that particular line?
That would be my last option, which I would be telling.
Okay.
Where I think some part of that health or that critical illness part covers.
Okay.
It is called single life with return of purchase price on the event of 7 specified critical illness or permanent disability.
Okay, so there are 7 critical illnesses which have been described.
Yeah.
So if a person gets the 7, any one of the critical illnesses,
Yes.
or permanently disabled for whatever the reason it is,
Yeah.
so they'll get back the purchase price.
Entire purchase price they will be given back. Yeah.
Okay, irrespective of the age. So if somebody buys a pension today,
Yeah.
and maybe 1 year, 2 year, 5 year down the line, he succumbs to one of these 7 critical illnesses or become permanently disabled,
Yes.
then the purchase price is paid back to them.
Entire purchase price will be paid back to the nominee. Sir. Yeah.
In addition to that, they'll also get annuity for life.
No, it stands closed there.
Okay, in the last option what you told, if
Yes.
somebody opts for a pension
Yes.
where they need to get the bulk of the amount, the
Correct.
amount what they have paid back, in that case, the pension will come to you up to that date.
Correct.
Beyond that date, only the principal amount whatever you have paid will come back
The
to
purchase price. Yeah.
you. But the annuity will not continue.
Continue,
So you
yeah.
have to think about how do you manage your cash flows beyond that particular point.
Exactly. Sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Apart from this, are there any other type, or is it the only thing as things
These are
stand?
the present variables I can say. Present days.
Okay. Are people really choosing these plans? Is there an attempt from the industry to talk to customers that these are the things which are available, or just people come and buy a joint life pension? What's happening now?
See, I can say 90% of the population will be getting into this joint life with return because they feel it safer. Because when I talk to most of the people, they say, the highest selling I can say is a joint life with return of purchase price. The husband starts the pension, and as long as he lives, he will be getting it. Then, if on his absence, his wife will continue the same pension, and when she is not there, the entire purchase price will be paid to the nominee. This is the moving, what I can say, the 90% population will be going into this type, wherein because the rates are also high, slightly
Okay.
high.
Okay.
That is one aspect I can say. This
Okay.
one, yeah. But today, slightly, as I said, this younger population, they are choosing these type of inquiries are coming, but not to that extent as.
Yeah, most probably my feeling is that,
Yeah.
so they get a feeling that both lives will get the pension.
Correct.
In the other option what you have mentioned, it is these options are available only for single
Single
life
life.
cases.
Correct. Yeah.
So this may be making people think it is not useful. But as a planner, I personally feel, even if it is a single life, let's say somebody takes a single life pension. If he is alive, he gets it, and let's say he has chosen an option to get back all the return of purchase price at 80 years of age. Then if the spouse is there, she can still take pension using that particular amount of money. So it is not something just because it is there in the name of single life,
Yeah.
somebody should completely shun it. I personally feel these are welcome changes, these are very, very relevant changes. People should really think twice before getting into the old pattern pension and give it a thought, speak to their financial planners, think themselves what could go right, what could go wrong, and depending on your situation, you should choose one of those 8 types of pensions what we discussed here, which is the most suitable for you. Thank you, Mr. Raghavendra,
Thanks a lot,
for
Dr.
coming
Bhatt.
to the studios and bringing to the benefit of our audience these new changes which have come in the retirement space. Thank you once again, and we look forward to having your studios as often as possible, and please be kind enough to come and help our audience in choosing the best plans which are coming into the market.
Always my pleasure, Dr. Bhatt.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Dear viewers, Till now you held what are the changes that have come into the pension segment. If this helped you to choose the right type of pension or to give you the knowledge what's happening in this pension space, please like this video. If you are a person who is watching this channel for the first time, or if you are yet to subscribe for this channel, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Don't forget to share this video with your near and dear ones. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you with yet another topic in yet another video very soon.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.